Morning, lovelies. Begin seated or lying down, whatever you choose and whatever your body needs this morning. And a deep breath. Lovely inhale into the belly and a lovely slow exhale, maybe out the mouth with a sigh. And just checking in with how you're feeling. What do you feel through your body this morning? Can you notice tension in the neck and shoulders? Through the back? Maybe the major joints, hips or knees. So without reading into the story, just be aware of what you're feeling. And how, as we move through the poses in the class, maybe it shifts a little. Something frees up and feels a bit softer. And as we come into this practice, notice where your mind is, whether it's really busy, a million things to think about, or maybe not even things to do, but just the stuff that always goes on in our mind. Let's see if we can just sort of slow it down. They never go away because the mind is the nature. Its nature is to think. It's just being aware and observant of the thoughts as they come and go, like passing clouds. Being able to sort of stand back and look at the thought for the thing that it is, which is what meditation is wonderful for. What would you like to achieve from your practice and the rest of your day? Something I've recently started doing is to segment the day and then intend how I want it to work out, how it to transpire, how it flows easily with no interruptions or happy conversations, kindness, all these good things that I want to kind of infuse into my day. It's lovely to sit and do that yourself. So root your energies down. Tailbone if you're seated. If you're lying down, soles of the feet perhaps. Just imagine yourself being grounded, feeling completely safe, linking with root chakra, Muladhara. And everything that we do in yin is so very linked with Muladhara as well, because we're on the mat and close to the earth. So when you're ready, if you're lying down, hug your knees in, and we'll come up to seated for Zazen. Just have a moment, there's no rush. If you're already seated and you just want to sort of move and flex a little, rotate the spine, roll the shoulders, whatever feels good as we come into a seated position. So with what I was just mentioning earlier about kind of just letting thoughts meander through our mind, that's what we'll do, is we'll sit in Zazen, just resting hands to Dhyana Mudra as normal, and we'll follow our thoughts. When the thoughts really do take you off on a complete tangent, just try and come back to the breath, because it just draws you back and centers you back into the now, until the next thought will take you off somewhere. Perhaps somewhere nice, a memory or something, but it's sort of being aware of the thoughts, trying to realise that what you're thinking about what you're thinking. So we'll take about 5 minutes as we normally do. Get comfortable. Start by really relaxing your face. If we can relax everything, we can really not have to worry about the physical when we're in this space. So soften your forehead and your eyes. Release the cheeks and the jaw. Following the breath to begin with. And then just being the witness of your thoughts. being the conscious observer. Being with your breath. Just noticing sounds around you, but they don't bother you. And with one more breath, we'll come back. That was 5 minutes. Notice if that went really quickly for you. Today that went almost instantly for me. Could have sat there for probably another 5 minutes. It's really strange sometimes when we'll meditate for 5 minutes and it will feel like forever. It's just wherever your mind is. Think about how much you were aware of your conscious thoughts and whether you were really a human being rather than a kind of a human. We're always human doings, aren't we? But when we're in meditation, we're just being. We're being ourselves, being us. So we'd like to take our first pose, oyster. Two-sided pose where we bring the legs out and crossed in front of us, but not tucked under crossed. Almost the shins are fairly parallel. Imagine that lovely little kind of a pearl in the middle of us here. So just gently allow yourself to relax into this pose. You're going to feel it on the outside of the thighs and hips initially, but that does soften in time. And then we can just allow the body to come forward and head rest as and when it feels right for you. I've taken my right leg to the front, left leg behind. And coming back to the belly breaths and maybe that mindfulness that we've just felt. We can carry the meditation on in our poses. Maybe the thoughts are a little bit more centered on what you're feeling physically around the hips and thighs. And noticing if the physical sensations really keep you quite present. Try and relax your face if you can. Where are you feeling this the most? Can you relax into your arms and wrists? And just keep checking for any tension that creeps back in. And we'll take one long deep breath. Gently start to lift your body, nice and slowly, feeling the relief certainly around the hips. Try and take neutral pose for a moment, just so that we can feel out of that particular position before we come into the other side. And as you lie here, breathing and settling, allowing the back to relax, just tuning into where you're feeling the chi moving around in your body. Areas of coldness. Keep relaxing your back a bit more and the shoulders. And as you deeply breathe, are you fully relaxed around the abdomen and the lumbar lower back? It's amazing how sometimes we can feel relaxed and then find another level of tension. Might be the upper back that's holding a little bit of tension. So gently, when you're ready, draw your right knee in, then your left. Enjoy a lovely little rock. And then roll up, joining me with oyster for the other side. Left leg to the front. And sort of having that curiosity about whether it's going to feel really similar or whether there'll be a real different sensation evolve out of this side of the pose. Perhaps the back is a little softer because we've already come into this position. So lovely deep breaths down to the belly. Relaxing your calves and your inner thighs. Noticing if you're holding your arms out or whether you can just let them become looser. How does this pose feel for you? Do you enjoy it? Is it challenging? Perhaps it highlights some real differences from the left and the right side. Focusing the breath to the belly. And just checking where your mind is, whether you're in the moment or thinking of other things. Noticing the quality of your breath, whether it feels lovely and gentle and steady, or is it erratic? Can you feel the breath move into the lower and upper back? So let's just take one last breath in this position and slowly finding neutral spine. Take your time. As we come out of that position with our hips, just noticing how they feel. Deep breath. Lovely long sigh. Relax. And just as you have a couple of breaths here, really tune into the temperature you feel around your body. Maybe there's a little bit of coolness around the inner knees and inner thighs. You might find that there is coolness somewhere you don't expect, perhaps the sort of the center of the chest, somewhere in the feet. Just checking in with how you're feeling emotionally in this very moment. What that emotion is, if you can even name it. And then when we're ready, we'll hug in. We're going to come up into seal. So with oyster, we've worked with our hips and brought the body forward. And so just counterposing the spine, coming onto our bellies. Just moving slowly while we do this. If you want to take a cushion under the chest, that can be a little bit more restorative. And having a block for your forehead is also optional. And so just taking a few moments to settle into this pose. There might be initially quite a bit of tension in the backs of your legs and your buttocks and lower back as you find the position. And then as we gently settle, we can explore what we're holding, why we're holding it, and gently release. If you need to take the elbows a little bit wider because of your lower back, please do. Find the position that's the best for you. The more you can relax, the better. Relax the legs, let the heels fold into the middle if that's what happens. Maybe a block. Really keep checking in on that lower back and buttocks to see if you kind of come back and clench them often. So constantly rotating your awareness around your body. Returning and returning to places that without realizing they've tensed up. How do you feel? If anyone is experiencing pain, please come out of the pose or alter it in some way. Relaxing your wrists and hands. And just keep checking if you can find any tension in the lower back and buttocks. And then we'll take one last breath. Lifting your head slowly and then rolling onto your back. Take your time, especially if you do feel a little bit tender in the lower back. Very mindful of all the small movements it takes to lie down. And then take this time to be really observant of the energy you're feeling. If there's any nice, enjoyable relief that you feel through your body. Where we've had a lovely stretch in the belly, an extension here. Perhaps you can feel sensation of chi moving through the tummy, chest. Tuning into your breath. Maybe it feels really lovely and slow and easy to breathe into your belly here. And then we'll hug in. Take your time. Really observe how it feels as you bring the knees into chest, around the lower back. And gently come up into dragonfly next. So another pose, a little bit like the first one we did, where we do bring the body forward. Having a lovely stretch on the inner legs here, so liver, kidney, spleen channels. If you want a little rolled up blanket just under the buttocks, it's quite nice just to have a little tilt forward. That's always an option. Or if you need anything under knees, that's something you can add in. Otherwise, just relaxing the legs, relaxing the feet. And in your own time, lean into this pose. I often find it takes about 5 minutes to actually get into the pose and to where you can reach. So tuning into your belly breaths, relaxing the shoulders and arms. Feeling that lovely stretch on the inner legs, relaxing at the same time. Take the opportunity every now and then to explore if you can move into the pose more, even if it just feels like millimeters. And then relax yet again.
Breathing to belly. Explore the pose a little more. Witnessing your thoughts and following your breath. And we'll just coming towards the end of this pose. Let's take a breath. Before you move, just notice kind of how far maybe you've reached into this pose, whether it's a little different from where you started. Coming out, you feel that lovely soften through the inner legs. Let's lie down. Enjoying the pause between the poses. It's very powerful to just reflect and look at all levels of your being. So checking in with certainly what you're feeling through the inner legs, inner knees, up round the sort of groin and tops of the legs and hip flexors. Relax your back. Following your breath. And then when you're ready, we'll draw knees into chest. If you've got your bolster handy, we'll come into twisted deer now. Take a few moments, just enjoy massaging your back. There's no rush to move into the next pose. So when you're ready, just coming up. Starting with bringing the bolster into your right hand side. So taking your right shin, to the front, left leg comes round to the side of you, and then bolster into right hip. And then when you're ready, just gently turning your belly towards bolster, bring the chest down. And however much you want to turn, some people like to really come sort of flat onto the bolster. Other people find it sort of more comfortable to come onto it sideways. It just depends how much you want to come into this twist. And then just resting. A lovely nurturing pose, but still having the effects of feeling the twist, certainly afterwards. Relax. Relax your shoulders, head and neck. Just keep moving until you find a nice placement for your face or the side of your cheek on the bolster. And then soften into the neck. Always holds tension. Try and relax your thighs and buttocks. And if you want to, gradually you can creep your left leg further round behind you if that feels right. And settling into the breath here. Feeling it sort of spiral through you as you breathe. Really keep looking through your body. Even though this is a very relaxing pose, you're bound to find tension. Checking in with your thoughts. Whether because this pose is quite relaxing, whether your thoughts do drift off a lot more. What are you thinking right now? Has the body become quite heavy? Let's take a nice long breath. Slowly coming up. Listen and feel your spine as you come out of this one nice and slowly. Keep the bolster handy. I'm going to use it the other side in a moment. So rolling over. And just feel whatever you feel out of that twist. Probably a nice sensation where you've rested your face on the bolster, a bit of stimulation around there. Check in with the lower back.
And notice if you're enjoying being in your body right now. We often know when we're not happy in our body because something's hurting or painful, but actually to acknowledge when we're quite content or happy in our body is nice. Notice if your tummy rumbles a little as well, coming into a twist. That will stimulate digestive energies. Let's come into the other side. Let's hug in first. And again, just massage your back. And then coming up, bringing your left shin to the front and right leg around to the side. Bringing bolster in. And in your own time, just belly towards bolster, chest down, and relax. Take a few moments just to adjust. Head and neck, where your arms and hands are comfortably placed. Checking in how much you want to take your right leg around behind. And then as you breathe, you can really enjoy feeling the movement in your ribs. Muscles through the back of your body move. Do you naturally want to close your eyes here? Keep relaxing the head and neck. Can you follow your breath with nice steady rhythm? And seeing if there's anything else you can relax. Noticing if there's a pose you could really sort of almost doze off in.
Staying focused on what you feel and where you feel it. Let's take a few more breaths. And gently, when you're ready, come up. Slowly as you come out this twist. And then as we find neutral, we let the spine reset. Lovely long breath in and out. Check in with how you're feeling, whether you feel good in your body, whether you're feeling calm and peaceful. And then when you're ready, we're going to come into relaxation now. So choosing if you want to remain lying down with blanket and cushions or coming up to seated. Take the movement slowly. Still observing your body, even as you kind of transition through different phases of your practice. Just getting yourself nice and warm and cozy. In fact, I think I might take a little blanket around the shoulders too. Found a little piece to read to you. It's always nice to have something as you lie down to just make you think, ponder on the sort of the deeper, meaningful things in life. So this is called The Journey Inward by Swami Rama. Only through meditation can the human personality fully unfold. For when one meets his or her real self, it is a journey without movement. Along the way, you cast aside all the opinions and appraisals with which others have labelled you. Behaviour is the effect of thought, and thought stimulates emotion. Your journey inward must travel past everything that moves in the thought realm. Meditation means you are becoming independent of this world. And another little line here. When you find the truth, you will not change the universe. Only you change. You begin with you.
You travel with you. You arrive with you. The journey to truth is from the alone to the alone. Yogi Amrit Desai. So a few little things just to contemplate. One of the lines that really resonates with me here is with meditation. It is a journey without movement. It definitely is. So lie there or sit and just have a little bit more meditation time. Follow the journey of your thoughts for a little while. Gently, with your eyes still closed, you can just draw your awareness to your breath. And every now and then throughout your day, just maybe try and find those moments to just return to your breath, even if it's 3 breaths that are fully conscious. It draws you back into the now. And then when you're ready, you can just start to gently move fingers and toes, or stretching. Feeling relaxed but joyful as you come back into your day. It's lovely to take this energy throughout your day as well. If you're lying down, just hug your knees in. If you're seated and you want to just roll shoulders, gently move the head. And then rolling up to seated. Have a moment just to settle in a seated position and reground your roots. And then we can draw hands to our heart center. Om Shanti. Namaste.